Ladies and gentlemen, déjà vu, déjà vu, déjà vu. Yes, Chelsea losing again. 3 goals to Everton. Yeah, as I said, I feel nothing again. I knew we were going to lose this game, honestly. I knew that man by the name of Rosenau is going to lose the game again. And it's been 4 games without a win. And not just 4 games without a win, 4 games being battered. 5-2 against PSG, 1-0 against Newcastle United, 3-0 against PSG, and then 3-0 against Everton. Everton. Chelsea is being battered left, right, center. And you know what? Watching the game, I'm making this video while the game is still going on. So I didn't finish with the game. As I said, I felt nothing. I was just watching it for watching's sake. And I was just looking at the players, and you could see the demeanor of the players. It seems like they don't want to play for this manager again. And this all started when this stupid manager decided to put Jorgensen in goal against PSG. And that mistake caused the whole team. And now the players have down tools. They've down tools. There is no running. It's just slow build up. And let me tell you something. If Everton had 10 sticks playing for them, Chelsea wouldn't have scored a goal because they are just a slow build up. The first 20 minutes of the game was terrible. We should have considered about 20 goals the first 20 minutes. Sanchez nearly cost us a goal. Fofana gave a very poor pass and nearly cost us a goal. And it was mistake upon mistake. And watching Chelsea, my God, is a punishment. I've never been to hell before, but I think watching Chelsea now is like being in hell. Yeah, it is a punishment. It's a punishment to watch Chelsea now. Here's the thing. Everybody, I always say something like, everybody knew that Rosenau is not a Chelsea material. You can't bring a championship coach, a coach from Hull City, and then you promoted him to Strasbourg, and then from Strasbourg to Chelsea. Just imagine it. We had a good coach in Maresca who, I had problems with him, but then we were hard to beat. Against the big teams, we were hard to beat. And even when we get beat by the smaller teams, it wasn't because we played dreadful. It was because sometimes a silly mistake or a corner kick. But then, the first goal, Beto. Imagine Beto scoring 2 goals against you. Beto of all strikers. The first goal, it was the same goal that Newcastle scored. They just played through the middle, and our back line were nowhere to be found. We played 2 DMs, and our midfield was non-existent. This is the Chelsea of today. I cannot recognize my club. This Chelsea team is good enough to be fourth. It's good enough to be third in the league table. But then we have a manager who is there just because he's English and is part of the blue coat team. Let's call a spade a spade. This manager does not deserve to be the Chelsea manager. He's only there because he's English, and then he's also part of the blue coat. It was the same way they hired Graham Potter. And how did he end? It ended terribly. These 2 managers are one of the worst managers Chelsea have ever had. Graham Potter, an English manager, and Liam Rosenau, an English manager. You bring in a Mertes, a half-court, just because he can articulate and speak good English. He lacks football knowledge. I'm a better coach than him. I remember when I was in high school and I coached my house, we did better. We were playing very good football. I would have done a better job as a Chelsea manager than that crazy guy in the name of Liam Rosenau. He doesn't even deserve me to mention his name. Look at Fernandes. He has lost anytime Fernandes is playing, you could see the passion. You could see he's just there walking all over. Walking. There is no running. They are just walking and walking and walking. Watching Chelsea play today, my God, it is a punishment. It is a punishment. And now we had the chance to get the 5th position and be in the Champions League. I hope And I know we are not going to qualify for the Champions League spot. And these managers are going to lose money. If I was in London, if every Chelsea fan was like me, we wouldn't step in the stadium. We'll make sure they lose money and go bankrupt and sell the club. Because you've had 3 years in the club, and whatever, you just buy kids and hire inexperienced managers to be Chelsea managers. These managers lack aura. They don't have the gall to be Chelsea manager. Back in the day when we had the Mourinho's of the world, the Contes of the world, the Scolaris of the world, the Hindings of the world, the Tuchels of the world. Now what are we hiring? Graham Potters of the world. Liam Rosono. This name is not even meant to be a manager. Liam Rosono is meant to be a UK subway driver. A UK subway driver. How can you have a Liam Rosono being a Chelsea manager? Yeah, it's baffling. It's baffling. And all the sporting directors are all English. So what do? They go for English manager. They go for people they know. And that is not how your business grows, because your business, you need to hire only qualified individuals. This is an example of a DEI hire. It's an example of DEI hire. This black manager does not deserve to be a Chelsea manager. I'm black, but I don't need him as a Chelsea manager. We don't need him. He's totally useless and rubbish and garbage. There is no negative superlative I can use to describe him, because he's all of it. He's totally useless. What a waste of time watching Chelsea Football Club. It's like going to hell and being burned. It's better to go to hell and being burned by the flames than watching Chelsea Football Club. What a shit of a team. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Chelsea is losing, or they lost by 3-0. Yes, and it's a sad day to be a Chelsea fan. Yes, Rosanoi must go. It's the international break. I hope I wake up tomorrow and be like, Liam Rosanoi contract has been terminated, and terminate all the sporting directors. We need ideological individuals. We need people with ideas, people with knowledge that can run the football club, not these assholes of individuals. I can do a better job than they are doing. This is Bulldozer TV. You know what to do. Hit the like button. Subscribe to Bulldozer TV for more of this. Until then, cheers and peace.